Welcome to our video sessions in regards to our 2.7 release of OSLC Connect for Jira. In this release, we want to talk a little bit about Link Decorators. We introduced those in the blog as a way to be able to provide some more insight to the status of items. But we want to talk a little bit more about why we did that, give you a little example of this, give you a preview of what you can configure so you get a better sense of what can be done. So as you can see here, this is just a normal Jira ticket. And what we want to be able to do is blend together what's good in Jira as well as what's great in OSLC. You can see what Jira does with their own internal links. So this is an internal Jira change item. They give you hints to, say, the state of items, the priority of items, to give you more insight on what that artifact is without navigating to. Which makes sense because we're not going to have the rich hovers like we have with OSLC, so we can't get details on that artifact we navigate over. At the same time, when we do OSLC links, we might have 3, 4, 10, 20. Being able to go ahead and look at an artifact and know some more details right away beyond the title is very, very useful to be able to have. So we want to bring those items together. And when we look at these links within OSLC, if I have to rich hover on each item, it takes me time. I have to take a look at what artifacts are there. I got to see what the status is. And we've seen value on change artifacts that have strike throughs that tell us immediately whether or not an item is closed. It's good value for us to be able to have. So what we wanted to do was add some link decorators. And these link decorators, in this case, we're focusing on priority and status. Important things when we talk about requirements and pretty much any other artifact, to be able to understand when we should get those things done and have that information available at a glance. And so what you see here is, right, we have a set of implemented requirement artifacts here. These are actually all like informational items, so they don't have a priority, they don't have a status, so we're not showing those decorators. But if I need to go ahead and add another link, and we'll kind of give you a little preview of our drag and drop at the same time here. I'm going to go ahead and link to an artifact that I know has some additional details on it. So it's a full-fledged requirement. I know it has status, and I know it has priority. I can drag and drop onto that artifact to be able to create a link. So it identified its requirements. So let's just go ahead and link that artifact up. And what you're going to see here is that not only do we, from an OSLC perspective, go ahead and identify and find information about that artifact from an updated title, for example, but we also go ahead and update the information about status and priority. So we'll add a decorator onto that artifact that says what that status is. So you can see in this case this requirement's actually approved. This is great information to be able to have because what this is going to do, it's going to make sure that if I'm going to implement this requirement, I know the status of it, I know whether it's approved or rejected. I'm going to be able to have that information. The other nice thing is this is all OSLC, so this isn't copied information. This is dynamic information about that artifact. So in the case somebody went over here and is actually editing this artifact, let's go ahead and do a quick edit on this artifact here. We can see that when they make changes to that artifact, they're going to immediately be available the next time somebody goes and takes a look at that artifact. So I can go ahead and let's edit this artifact here. We can go ahead and maybe let's go ahead and change. And we can even change the priority as well. So let's change the priority to high so you can see the priority information. Maybe somebody came in here and rejected this this item. I can go ahead and save that information, and then whenever somebody came back and looked at this, say if somebody refreshed this page, they're going to go ahead through OSLC dynamically, that information is going to go and be retrieved, it's going to go and be updated, and we're going to have access to that information immediately. Gives us a great way to be able to take a look at that information, and really as a user you have this information right in front of you and dynamic to you. The other things to take a look at here is how we can change how these decorators look. So you can see things like rejected here is a little bit subdued. We just have the text there, as well as high. You can see how Jira actually utilizes an icon for that. You as the admin can actually make some changes to that. So if I wanted to do this, I could go ahead and say, you saw that approved was actually in green. If I wanted to, I could change and add rejected. Let's pick that. It's pretty important. Let's make that a red color. We can change that. When we look at priority, we could do things. We can add a different priority on here. So we can do high. Let's go ahead and do high. Let's do an icon instead. We can select a particular image. We have some basic images within Jira that I can go ahead and leverage, or we can add our own if we want to. So let's go ahead and look for just a basic icon that we can use. We can save that. Now, just changing that configuration, when I come back into here, the next time the user comes in, they're going to be able to see those differences in those updated icons and coloring. Gives you a visual reference to be able to immediately see what it is. And that's really what we're focusing on here. How can we make the system work for them? How can we have it change their behavior so they understand what information they should be focused on, what information they should have at hand, and be able to say, this is the information that I should go take a look at. And you can see that now visually I'm going to naturally be drawn to, why is this red? What do I need to do about this? Whether it's a high priority item that I need to go investigate, or it's a rejected item, I'm going to know that information and go and take a look at it. Now, on top of that, the best thing about this is that not only does this work with, when we saw doors next here, I can give you an example here over in Polarian as well. We're going to do that same capability over in Polarian. We still get the same update in terms of the status, same update in terms of priority. It's going to work with all these systems, whether it's Doors Classic, DNG, and Polarian. So it gives you access to this information, allows you to be able to be more successful and be able to interact with these systems. So thanks for taking the time. Go ahead and ask us questions, and look forward to you using the 2.7 release. Thanks.